Arts just dropped their brand new Totally Awesome collection, and my craft room has not been the same since. I'm Kelly Wicker, welcome back to my channel and my craft room. And today we are diving into the most adorable charms and details that are going to make your day so much more charming. Let's get into it. Okay, so for today's card project, I am featuring a brand new release from Hero Arts. As an affiliate, I was lucky enough to receive these products to create with. They are just so much fun to use. This collection is called the Totally Awesome Collection, and I received the tote bag die set, the tiny treasure stamp and cut set, along with the background builder stamp set. And these also have coordinating dies for the sentiments in the stamp set over here, in the clear stamp set. So really cool. So I will have my affiliate link and all the supplies listed in the description box below. I created 3 super fun cards with this release. Let me bring them in. I just wanted to take a look at these real quick and show them off. So fun. So I was inspired by some of the cards that I saw from Hero Arts, and these are the cards that I came up with. So just wanted to show them off real quick before we get started. This is the one I'm going to make today. I just loved how this background turned out, and I might change up the colors on this background for today's video, but there they are. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the card making fun, y'all. Okay, so I'm starting today by creating the background for my card using their Hero Arts Background Builder stamp set. This is such a cool stamp set. There's so many different patterns here. I got out my Misti stamping tool, and for the cardstock I'm using Hammermill. I'm using Distress Oxide inks and Spun Sugar, KITSCH Flamingo, and Picked Raspberry, along with one of the patterns that almost looks like a watercolor design to me. I stamped 3 sections, starting at the top with Spun Sugar, stamping multiple times to get a smooth blend. It continues to soften as it dries. Then I move into KITSCH Flamingo for the middle, cleaning the stamp with my stamp chamois in between colors and drying it off with a cloth because I don't want to put it back wet. So finally I use Picked Raspberry for the bottom. I just love how this background turns out. It really gives that soft watercolor look like you've spent some time painting it, but it's so easy to achieve with this stamp set. So the colors melt into each other in such a pretty way, and it just has enough texture to keep it interesting. It's one of those techniques that looks like more detailed than it actually is, and it creates such a fun, cheerful base that's going to give the charms a really nice pop against the background. So next I'm pulling out the Tiny Treasure Stamp and Cut set and getting ready to stamp and heat emboss all of the little charms using Hero Arts Gold embossing powder. I have my Misti out again to help keep everything nice and precise. I'm using some Hammermill cardstock again and taping it down with pixie tape so it doesn't shift while I'm stamping. I like using pixie tape instead of the magnet. So before I start, I treat the cardstock with an anti-static powder bag. This helps prevent any stray embossing powder from sticking where I don't want it, so I get a nice clean images. Then I lay out all my stamps, spacing them out a bit so I have plenty of room to use the coordinating dies later. That way I can stamp everything in one go and make the die cutting process really easy and efficient. Next I ink up all the stamps using Hero Arts Clear Embossing and Watermark ink, stamp them down, and then clean off the stamps with my stamp chamois before putting them right back on the sheet so nothing goes missing. Okay, so next I grab a piece of copy paper and I place it on my desk, then set my stamped paddle right on top. This makes it easy to catch any excess embossing powder and funnel it right back into the container. No waste and way less mess. So I generously pour the Hero Arts Gold embossing powder over all of the stamped images, making sure everything is fully coated. And then I tap off the excess and use the copy paper to neatly funnel the remaining powder back into the jar. Just making sure everything is covered here. I want these to look great. So now for the fun part. I'm going to be bringing in my Wagner heat gun and start melting the powder. Just cleaning off my desk here and getting some of that powder, stray powder off. So I make sure the heat gun is really hot. You want it nice and hot before you begin so the powder melts smoothly and evenly. So watching that transformation from powder to that shiny raised gold finish never gets old. It's so satisfying, y'all. So once everything is fully set, I'm left with these beautiful crisp gold embossed charms. I'll go ahead and die cut all these off camera using the coordinating dies and my Anna Griffin Empress Mini electronic die cutting machine. I absolutely love that machine. It makes quick work of detailed cuts like this. So next I'm going to heat emboss the sentiments. I'm not planning to use all of them on this card, but since I already have everything out, I figured I might as well go ahead and do a few at once. It just makes the most of the process while everything is set up. I'm following the same steps as before, using the clear embossing ink and the same gold embossing powder, so everything coordinates beautifully with the charms. I love keeping that consistency across the elements. It really helps pull the whole card together. Once everything is heat set and that gorgeous shine comes through, I'll go ahead and die cut the sentiments off camera using the coordinating dies so they're all ready to go when I start putting the card together. Okay, y'all, so now let's talk about coloring these adorable little charms. I'm keeping things super simple here, just some easy basic coloring with my Copic markers, nothing fancy, no complicated techniques. Just nice and relaxed coloring. One thing I absolutely love about heat embossing before coloring is how it gives you those raised edges. It kind of acts like a little guide so your marker naturally stays where it's supposed to. And if you do happen to go outside the lines a bit, no big deal at all, y'all. A white gel pen fixes that right up like magic. I've had my Copics for years, and they are still going strong. I've had a few dry out, but like I said, I've had them for years. I did recently pick up a few Olo markers just to see what the hype was about and to see what they're like. But honestly, I've invested so much into my Copics over the years that it's hard to switch. Plus, mine still work beautifully, so I'm just not quite ready to make that jump yet. And let's be real, alcohol markers are not cheap, so once you're committed, you're kind of committed. But seriously, how cute are these charms? They are so fun to color, just so easy to do, and this is one of those moments where you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the process without overthinking it. So super easy to do here. And oh, I have to show you this little organizer I've been using. I recently found this really cute, really inexpensive rotating multi-purpose organizer on Amazon, and I grabbed it in pink because of course I did. It's been so handy while I'm filming. I can keep my markers and tools right within reach, and I love that it spins so I can just turn it and grab it what I need. It's one of those simple things that just makes the whole process a little easier and more fun. I'll have my Amazon affiliate link listed below if you want to check it out. Okay, so next I'm going to take these die cut charms up a notch and I'm going to add a little extra sparkle. I'm pulling out my mini bottle of Ranger Glossy Accents along with my Tim Holtz Rock Candy Clear Glitter. This combo is so good for adding that special finishing touch. I start by adding a thin layer of glossy accents right over the die cuts. This not only gives them that beautiful, shiny, almost enamel-like finish, but it also acts as an adhesive for the glitter. It really helps enhance the colors and makes the images look a little more polished and dimensional. Then while the glossy accents is still wet, I sprinkle on the Rock Candy Clear Glitter. I love this glitter because it adds sparkle without covering up all the coloring underneath. It just gives everything that subtle shimmer and texture without being too overpowering. So I'm using my Hero Arts reverse tweezers to hold each piece while I work, which makes it so much easier to control and keep my fingers out of the mess. And this little spoon I'm using to sprinkle the glitter is surprisingly perfect. It actually came with one of my Amazon orders. I think it came with the glitter. And it works great for getting just the right amount exactly where I want it. This step is just so fun to do, and it really elevates the whole look of the die cuts. It turns them from cute to extra special with just a little bit of effort. I love adding details like this. It's those little touches that really makes your card feel finished and give it that extra wow factor. So now let's bring back in that card panel because it's time to put everything together. I just love how that pink watercolor style background turned out, y'all. Using the new Hero Arts background builder stamp set. Highly recommend this stamp set. It's such a soft, dreamy look and really makes everything stand out. So I'm reaching for my Altenew foam tape, which I absolutely love. I just ordered more this week and it showed up at my doorstep yesterday. So fast. Thank you, Altenew. And also, thank you for the fun personalized stamp I received to celebrate 12 years. Congrats to Altenew on 12 years. That was such a sweet surprise. I knew right away these die cut charms needed to be popped up over this background. Adding that dimension really helps them stand out and gives the card more interest. This part can be a little tedious, trimming down the foam tape to fit behind the smaller pieces, but it is definitely worth the effort. Okay, and just look at how those die cuts turned out with the glossy accents and the rock candy glitter now that they are dry. It really took them to the next level, y'all. That extra shine and sparkle makes such a difference and adds so much personality to the card. So to finish everything off, I'm using an A2 top folded note card as my base. I'm just first I'm messing around here figuring where I want all the charms to go, but you'll see later on when I'm creating the card base, I'm going to be adhering the panel with my Spellbinders tape runner. And when I do that, for some reason, the measurements were off, just a tiny bit off. So I trim it down with my paper trimmer. I trim the panel down slightly and to get everything lined up nice and even. It happens sometimes, and it's an easy fix. But this is just so fun to kind of figure out where I want all these little charms to go. So, all right, that's going to wrap up this Hero Arts card making session. What do y'all think of this card? And are you planning to pick up anything from this new release? Let me know down in the comments. I always love hearing from you. I truly appreciate it when you shop using my Hero Arts affiliate links. It really helps support my channel and lets Hero Arts know I sent you. I'll have everything I used, well, mostly everything, linked down below in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and share. I'd love to have you here. If you're new, thank you so much for spending some time with me today and letting me share how I bring my cards to life. I'll see you in the next card making video. Ciao for now.